Greetings, everybody. I am Lobo, and welcome to Luna. This is episode 221 of my Minecraft survival series, and today we're going to be doing something that's needed to be done for a long time now. We are finally going to deal with this corruption that's been plaguing our world and eradicate it once and for all. Now, you might remember last episode we were working over here at the Wolfen's Labs Robotics and Artificial Intelligence Development Defense Division, and we not only expanded upon this place, we not only finished this place, but we did add a new arrow to our quiver, so to speak, in our fight against the corruption, and that arrow is a big one. It is the PK01 Peacekeeper robot. Now, this particular robot is a very adaptable platform capable of using several different types of weapon systems. So basically, if we want something eradicated, like we want the corruption eradicated, well, the PK01 is our way of achieving that end. Now, we have a lot of corruption that needs to be taken care of, so I've been giving some thought as to how we can best deploy the PK01 to get every last bit of it. And it seems to make sense to me that this portal is probably the best place to start, because this is where the corruption first seeped into our world. This is where the netherworm came from. This is where all that badness stems from. So this is where we're going to start, but there is a trail of corruption leading into the city of Luna. So just eliminating the source isn't going to get rid of all our problems. I'm thinking we need to move the PK01 around, and I'm thinking maybe some kind of floating mobile platform would be the best way to do it. So we'll go ahead and get set up right about here and begin today's project. Hello. What you doing over there? Oh. You know what? Just hang out for a minute. I'm going to deal with you in a second. Sweet spin. I like your moves. You can breakdance over there for a minute, but I see you got something that you don't need to have, so I'm going to be taking that from you here in a moment. Alright. Shouldn't you be taking some damage? There we go. Perfect. Drop the ink. You know what? You're taking too long. Mine. Anyway, we were talking about today's project and how we're going to begin today's project by building some kind of floating mobile platform that the PK01 Peacekeeper robot can sit atop of as it completes its mission of eradicating the corruption. And I'm thinking, I'm envisioning kind of a raft, right? But in order to build a big enough raft to keep the Peacekeeper afloat, we're going to need a very buoyant material. Note to self, at some point we do need to come out here and continue to expand upon the halls of the madhouse, because going from that soul speed pathway to this, kind of a drag. Tell me, what's more buoyant than sand, Dee Dee?
A lot of things. Would you like me to compile a list?
No, I don't think that'll be necessary. It was a rhetorical question. So, we're going to be collecting a bunch of this red sand here to build up our floating mobile platform that will carry the PK01 to victory over the corruption. And we're probably going to have to gather a fair bit of it, since this platform is going to have to be fairly large to hold the PK01. So at this point, we got sand to collect, we got a platform to build, we got the PK01 to put together. I think, since we already got Dee Dee over here, it'd probably be a good time to put on a little bit of music and get started on all that. Welcome back, everybody. The Peacekeeper has arrived, and we're almost ready to make the approach a corruption-free zone. So there's a few things we need to talk about as far as what we built, and we're just going to take them one step at a time, starting first, of course, with the big boy right here, the PK01 Peacekeeper. It's facing right at the corruption, ready to go. Well, it's not actually ready to go yet, because currently this thing is disarmed. Like, literally, it has no arms. But it will eventually. And once it does, we have plenty of ammunition stockpiled here on this vessel that we can load up into the weapon systems, which will be its arms. Use that to fire upon the corruption, eradicating every last bit of it for as far as it extends, because we'll be able to pilot this vessel forward, putting the Peacekeeper in the most optimal position to take all this stuff out. It's going to be fun. You know, I think it's going to be fun. I imagine it's going to be something like pressure washing. Except for getting rid of dirt, we're going to be getting rid of corruption. And instead of using water, we're going to be using explosions. But let's go ahead and talk about this vessel that we built as well. Because, you know, originally I was thinking we'd build more of a raft. And this is a little bit more than a raft. I decided to have a little bit more fun with this and go with a more catamaran-like design, which should provide us the stability we need once the PK01 gets started doing its business. And as you can see, even the axolotls are loving it, because this thing has a lot of power itself. Big old propeller right here, dual rudders. This is a pretty capable machine in itself. Now granted, it's not the prettiest looking vessel. We have much better looking ships here around Luna. But nothing else packs quite the punch that this thing does. But now it's time to arm the PK01, and we're not going to be rolling with the standard arm cannons that come on the base model of the Peacekeeper. Instead, we're going to be developing a new weapon system which should be more effective in fighting the corruption. Now, I would love to build a little weapons testing and development area somewhere deep underground where it won't actually affect the ecology of Luna, but I think we might not have the time to do that because this corruption is spreading at a much quicker rate than we thought it would, right? So we need to take care of this in a hurry. So we're just going to pack up some of our stuff temporarily and move on to a remote location that Wolfred and I have picked out and see what weapons would best suit this guy. Oh yeah, this'll work just fine. An old abandoned town out here in the middle of nowhere in the desert. This is a great place for weapons testing. So let me just walk the area real quick, just make sure it truly is abandoned. Make sure we collect anything we might want to collect, and get set up, and then I'll be right back with you. And there we go. Now we got a nice little protective shelter over here to keep us safe. It's overlooking the range, and we have a little button right here to activate the weapons remotely. I think we are probably good to go. So at this point, let's go ahead and let Wolfred know we're ready. Bring over some of his designs, then try those bad boys out. Hey, Wolfred! Hey, we got the site all set up. We're ready for you. Yeah, I know. A lot at stake here, huh? Are you, about ready to go? Excellent. I see you got some luggage with you. Those are weapon designs? Excellent. Hopefully one of those will be enough to save this place. Okay, we are all set up and ready to go. Let us commence weapons testing. So we are ready to test our first weapon. We have some targets over here set up for the AL-58 multi-small projectile rapid fire launching system. You know, we're going to start it off nice and easy, right? I mean, this probably isn't going to be sufficient to deal with the corruption, but, you know, it's a good platform to start with. Hey, clear the range! What do you think you're doing over there? Yeah, get to cover. That should be almost sufficient. All right, let's see how this thing does. Oh, Wolfred. Well, yes, many small projectiles. Unfortunately, not sure any of them actually hit the target. Well, some barely hit the target. I don't think this is gonna work, Wolfred. What you doing? You making some adjustments? Okay. All right. Well, we'll see where this goes. What is this? We call this stage 2 of the... Whoa, Wolfred! Oh my! Well, that definitely worked a bit better. But I'm still not sure this is the right tool to deal with the corruption. This thing's got some range on it, huh? Our next test is going to be of the FC-58. This is a variant of the AL-58 that we just tested. Meant to, you know, launch long-range incendiary projectiles. Go ahead and hit it, Wolfred. See what this thing can do. Oh my, well that has even more impressive range on it. Those things look like they can go on forever. Unfortunately, though, I still don't think this is the right tool for the job. Next up, we have the MK97 Explosive Ordnance Dispersal System. It's all set up, ready to go. This is the system that Dee Dee was proposing that would be best suited for dealing with the corruption. So here's hoping this test works out, because this is our best shot at eradicating the corruption. Hey, Wilfred, you sure you don't want to come a little bit closer? No? All right. Here we go. Did, we forgot to load it, didn't we? Okay. All right, well, we got this thing all loaded up, ready to go now. Hopefully. Because that was Wolfred's responsibility. He was supposed to take care of that. Wolfred? Wolfred? No. Ow. Well, hey. Would you look at that? Hey, Wolfred, I think that's what we want, right? Well, that took out a lot of those targets. You know what, Wolfred? You know, despite your failings earlier, I think all is forgiven now. This is a great design, actually. You are doing it again. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. Wolfred? Why? We don't have to keep going with it. I mean, this is great and all. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I could probably use a little bit more oomph. You know what I'm saying? Wolfred? No. Wolfred? Yeah, I mean, just a little bit more oomph would be good. So, Wolfred and I have made some minor adjustments, try to give this thing a little bit more oomph. Go ahead and hit it, Wolfred. We'll see how this thing does. Oh, yeah, that's significantly more oomph. It's better dispersal of the oomph. I like it, Wolfred. Trying it again, okay. Let's keep rolling with it. Oh my, Wolfred, that is beautiful. That is gorgeous. This might actually be a little too much oomph. Not sure we want to bring something like this into Luna. Wolfred, why? Just can't help yourself, can you? Yeah, I think if we were to tone this down just a little bit, that'd be perfect for getting rid of the corruption. I mean, we don't need to dig a hole through the world. You know what I'm saying, Wolfred? Wolfred, why? Why? Oh my goodness. This is why you can't be around explosives. You know, I'm starting to think that the explosion of my interdimensional inanimate object transmitter wasn't an accident. Starting to think that was you. Yeah, you're not getting anywhere near the PKO-1, Wilfred. Once we get all this stuff set up, you're driving the boat. I'm gonna be operating the weapons. All right, well, it is time. Let's go ahead and get the PKO-1 set up with the MK97 explosive ordnance dispersal system, and finally put an end to this corruption. So we still got a little ways to go, but at least at this point, I think the wiring should be complete for this. So if we push the left button, that should activate the left arm here. Perfect. Same thing applies to the right side. If we were to push the right button, that should operate the right arm here. Perfect. All right, we have both our explosive ordnance dispersal cannons in, and the PKO-1 Peacekeeper is now complete. So, this thing is just about ready to go, and I must say it is looking quite menacing. And I gotta admit, I am a little bit nervous to set this thing loose on Luna, on the corruption in Luna, but it needs to be done, right? So let me go ahead and clean up my mess here and call Wilfred over, and then we'll get started. Oh man, oh man, oh man. We're really doing this, huh? All right, Wilfred. I'm ready whenever you are. I mean, no better time than now, right? Let's go ahead and get started. Okay. So he's going to be piloting the boat. I'm going to be operating this thing. Oh, have I said I'm nervous? I am nervous, but this has to be done, right? All right, Wilfred, let's do this. whoa, stop the boat, Wolford. Stop, wait. I think there might be the slightest chance that maybe this wasn't the right thing to do. Maybe explosions were not the way to go about this. There is a small chance we might have made things a little bit worse.
What have you done, you fools?
Hi, ow. Okay, first of all, this water is probably unsanitary. There's a lot of bad stuff in here, so that was rude.
You absolute idiots. How could you possibly think any of this was a good idea?
Yeah, idiots!
It was logical to assume that.
Don't poison my ears with your logic, you mechanical monstrosity.
Yeah! Logic is dumb!
Enchantress Morriga, if you please.
Would you like me to kill them now, revered Enchantress?
At this point, I am strongly considering it.
Yay! Just tell me when.
Hey, listen.
No, you listen. You will all listen. Because now time is short. You fiddled with matters you do not understand and have expedited yet another apocalypse.
Yeah, you bunch of fiddlesticks!
What's a fiddlestick?
A fiddlestick is a bow used for playing a musical instrument called the violin.
Oh. Rude.
You idiots.
Okay, well, good news. Book Lady and Watchdog are back in town, and we do have, a lot to catch up on. So maybe she'll be able to tell us why trying to explode the corruption was maybe a bad idea and how we can maybe fix this. Even though she says it's impossible at this point, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm sure everything's fine. But that is all the time that we have for today, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please be sure to hit that little thumbs up button. That would mean a whole lot to me. And if you want to see more, please remember to subscribe. But as always, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I deeply appreciate it. And until next time, I am Lobo, and I will see you guys later.